Hey guys, it's Alyssa Marie, your intuitive reader, and I am back today with another pick a card reading. So today's pick a card reading is focusing on what you need to hear right now at this particular moment. So before we get into the reading, I just want to let you guys know that in the description box, if you'd like a personal reading, I have the link to my Etsy shop as well as my Patreon, in which we have exclusive content, giveaways, discounts, etc. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. First, I want to say this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. If you need, take time, go ahead and pause the video, and we will go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is for those of you who chose pile number 1. What do you need to hear right now? So we're starting with your tarot. First, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Next, we have the Knight of Wands. Then we have Ascendant with Outlook. We have the archetype of the Beggar, confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. We also have the shadow attribute of dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. And then lastly, we have Lord Ganesh coming through with infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Okay, wonderful. So pile number 1. I do see automatically, right, that you do have some abundance coming through. So be prepared for that. Know that if you're going through anything difficult at the time, which I do see that you kind of are, which we'll get to that in a second, know that those blockages are being removed. If you do want, you can communicate with Lord Ganesh to further the removal of those blockages. However, if not, know that they will be cleared in time. So with the 8 of Pentacles coming through, I do feel like a lot of you are in this kind of stuck energy. A lot of you are feeling kind of bored with life at the moment, possibly with the career, but if not your job, more just like your life. That sounds bad, but like your life purpose. You're like, what am I to do? What is the action I should take? So I feel that coming through. But Spirit is letting me know that you should really embody the Knight of Wands energy. So the Knight of Wands energy is all about going full force quick, okay? I would say the Knight of Wands is probably the swiftest of all the knights. He comes in full force about things he's passionate about, because I see you guys are kind of changing your outlook on things. You're like, okay, see, worldview, mission statement, expression, role. So I feel like you are changing your outlook about your life purpose, maybe just about your spirituality, maybe about changing where you want to live, what you want to do for a living, who you want to be with, things like that. You're really looking at that and you're feeling kind of stuck. And you're feeling kind of like, okay, what do I do next? So Spirit is telling me that you have to just go for it. Knight of Wands is very spontaneous energy. He just fully goes for things. So in this particular instance, if you know what I'm talking about, okay, if something sprung to your mind when I'm talking about this, don't necessarily spend so much time planning, okay? Don't be like, oh, what is going to happen if I do this? What is going to happen if I do that? Because that's making you stay in this 7 of Pentacles energy. But if you decide to just go full force into something, I promise it doesn't really look like you're going to regret it. It looks like, now this is something I feel that you're passionate about. So if it is a career change, if it is a person, go for it at this particular time. The universe is saying it's going to be abundant, okay? Now, obviously, things can change down the line, but at this moment, what you're thinking about, if you go full force ahead, you will experience abundance. You will experience a passion, a new known passion. So yes, we have that. We also have Beggar coming through. So I'll talk about the light attribute and I'll talk about the shadow attribute for this reading. So let's talk about the light attribute. It says, confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Right. So I feel like if you watch these videos, you're probably spiritual anyway. I feel that you are a very compassionate being. And you are very empathetic towards others. With the blue coming through, I do feel though like your throat chakra might be a bit underbalanced. So I do recommend either doing meditation or something to help open up that throat chakra. I feel like you are possibly speaking the truth to others, maybe, but not so much yourself. I feel like there is this internal struggle of not speaking your truth to yourself. And that is one of the most important people to speak truth to, right? A lot of times when we talk about the throat chakra, sorry, if you see this is like literal white paint. So I'm sorry about that. Anyway, people often think, okay, speaking your truth to others, which is important, right? It's important to speak your truth to other people in society. But for you, group one, I feel like a lot of it is just coming to terms with something about yourself, okay? And this is going to vary because, right, this is a general reading. This is going to vary for everybody, but really going in and accepting things about yourself. And when we do that, our throat chakra is going to open up and we're going to feel a lot more balanced. And with that balance, we're going to be more in align, and with an alignment, we're going to receive more abundance. But with the shadow attribute here, but anyway, you are, like I said, though, you are still a very compassionate individual. I feel like you're very heart-centered, but that throat chakra might need some work. Now, with shadow attribute, it says dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. Okay, so for some of you, you might be a little codependent at the moment. And codependency, can be with a partner. It can be honestly with anything. It can be with alcohol, right? It can be like with substances. It can be with family members. It can be with a love interest, a friend, to the point where we forget to speak our own truth, where we forget to do our own things, and we depend on somebody else for being there for us. And this is just the universe coming through and telling you to be a little bit more independent in that circumstance, and really kind of change your outlook on things. Because with ascendant coming through, like, you are going to ascend, right? You are going to rise. But in order to do that, you have to take the first step. And I feel once you do take this step, you will turn into this Knight of Wands and you will get what you want. But you have to be able to just go for it. That's the energy I'm getting. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Be Miss Independent and do your thing, and you will receive that abundance. Okay? So that is what you had to hear right now, pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching. Gosh, I got paint on my floor. Okay. Yes, I'm on the floor doing this because it's just like the best area for me to do it. Okay. So this is for those of you who chose pile number 2. What does the universe need to tell you right now? What do you need to hear? So for your tarot cards, we have the Empress. Okay. We have the Star. Okay, really positive energy so far. We have the 9th house with seeking. We have the Lover archetype. And we have Saint Germain with karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Okay, so pile number 2, what you need to hear. First off, pile number 2, everything is looking great, okay? Even if it doesn't seem so right now, know that the universe is on your side and there is hope in a situation. If any situation you're feeling kind of about and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? The outcome is going to be good, okay? Because we have the Star. But we also have the Empress. So you guys are going to be really abundant right now, okay? And a lot of people, when you say abundance, they think of like money. And like, it doesn't have to be money, right? It can be creative energy coming through, especially with 1111 portal. It can be just abundance in the form of knowledge, abundance in the form of really anything, okay? But with the Empress coming through for some of you, not a majority of you, pregnancy might be on the way. That could be this happiness coming through. Just a little percent of you though, but I like to get it in for everyone. So that's why I mention it. Don't worry. If you don't want to be pregnant, most likely this isn't for you. But still, listen to the reading because the rest will be. We have the ninth house with seeking, foreign travel, adventure, higher education, etc. So with the ninth house coming through, I feel that it would be beneficial for your soul, okay, to do some soul seeking. Right now with the coronavirus, we can't really physically travel. But in the sense of soul seeking, this is just about, picking up a book, going on the internet, and finding out things that resonate with you. Doing guided meditations, doing those kind of things in order to further the expansion and growth of your soul. When coronavirus gets over, if you're watching past this, now would also be a good time to take a trip, okay? Because I do believe that once we get out of our country, and it really is the country. Once we get out of our country and experience a different part of the world, a different country, you begin to be a little bit more worldly, a little bit more intelligent, really. And I found that with myself as well. You just look at things different. You change your perspective. And that is important for the growth of the person, the growth of the soul. We have the Lover coming through. So the light attribute of the Lover says great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. And we also have shadow attribute, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. So for the majority of you, this is telling me that a situation with the Lover is good, 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 good. For a small percentage of you, and most likely this will resonate, you might be a little bit obsessed, okay? And in that regard, I feel like it's actually letting you down and you need to focus more on self-love. But for the majority of you, if there's a partner in your life right now, they are bringing, there is abundance coming, passionate energy. With Saint Germain here, we have karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path. Okay, make room for good energy. So a lot of what you need to hear too is release, okay? Letting go. And a lot of us hear this a lot. That was a lot of a lots in a sentence. A lot, a lot, a lot. But releasing things that no longer serve us, cutting ties, cutting cords with toxic relationships. And you know what? This is something a lot of readers aren't going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. Sometimes somebody might cut a cord with you and you might be like, what the hell happened? You can also be the toxic one, okay? A lot of us do have toxic traits, sometimes that we're unaware of, but I would say most everybody has at least one or two toxic traits. Some people, are just overly toxic though, but know that if somebody does want to cut you out of their life, they don't actually have to give permission. And that's something I've dealt with recently. They have the right to, and that's just a side note, but just know that. But also, there are things that we're going through in our lifetimes that we are living from other lifetimes that has carried over, a karmic debt. For you, in this reading, I feel there is a debt of letting go. So there could have been times in past lifetimes in which you became very codependent and you had the inability to let go of situations, of people, of things that you held on to too dearly. So that is something that is going to be a lesson for you now. So work on releasing some of those things, but also releasing negative habits of the self, doing some inner work, some child work, releasing hate, releasing those 3D emotions, releasing fear, and those kind of things, but also moving beyond drama. Maybe you're in a situation at work or school or in the household in which there's a lot of drama. Drama is it's a very low level kind of thing. And the best thing to do when there's like drama situations and people are gossiping and things like that, honestly, is just to remove yourself from that situation. Never talk bad about a person that isn't there, things like that. Because when we do that, we're just bringing ourselves down just lower. And so kind of just move beyond that. Drama is a very juvenile thing, okay? And a person who's mature and a soul that's mature isn't going to dabble in things like that. But it says create your own path, make room for good energy. So now is the time with the Star, with the Empress, to go full force and to create. Okay, the creative energy is high. With the red energy here of the Lover, I feel like you actually are very grounded with your root chakra, and I do feel with purple your third eye is open. So if you do choose to communicate with angels, with some star beings, with your deities, now would be the time to do it. But the main message for you is, step outside of your comfort zone a bit, seek, and sometimes when we go inward and do shadow work and things like that, it can be tough. But know that once we get past that, we do some releasing, we do some purging, we will then come into that star energy, that new hope energy. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, so if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading, what you need to hear right now from the universe. Let's see. First off, we have the Page of Cups. Okay, I have the Three of Swords. So you guys, I'm feeling already dealing with some sort of sadness, dealing with some sort of heartbreak. We have opposition with Balance. We have Warrior energy. And we have Green Tara with Supreme Protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. Okay. Let's put that up there. Now, with the Warrior energy, the light attribute says strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, I can never say that word, sorry, stoicism, I think that's it, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Shadow attributes include trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Okay, so first off, main message I'm getting is know that you are protected. Know that Green Tara here, or just source energy, universe in general, you are divinely protected, okay? It says cords are being cut. So for the vast majority of you, this is going to have to do with a toxic relationship or toxic behavior. So this could include, a breakup with a significant other, cutting ties with a friend that's toxic, a family member that's toxic, or someone cutting ties with you, because we can, which I just told pile number 2, don't forget, you can be toxic too, and most of us do have some toxic traits. So if somebody wants to cut ties with us, we have to respect that. So I feel that this is hurting you. If there's a fight that's going on, some sort of conflict, grief, somehow though we have the Three of Swords and we feel loss, okay? And that's fine. Know that we have to feel those things, we have to accept them in order to get through them. But I see that you need to embody this warrior energy. You need to understand that there are things that happen and there are things that you can't control. There are a lot of things you can, but there are a hell of a lot of things that you cannot control. And one of the things that you cannot control is the actions and the words of others. So someone might say something to you that upsets you. Someone might do something to you that upsets you. And you're hurt. And that's totally normal. But know that none of that, you can't control that. So understanding, where you are, okay? You can control how you react. You can control what you say next, but you can't control what they do. And so you have to understand that. That's what I'm hearing. But being strong and fighting through this. This can also be a toxic behavior that you need to let go of, a toxic behavior. And if you, whatever you thought of, person, this could be a career, behavior, one of those, however it applies to you, when you cut it out, because I feel it's a cancer to you, okay? And it's just growing. When you cut it out, you will find a balance in your life, okay? With this opposition coming through here, you will feel a balance, but I see here conflicts with confronts, okay? Opposing. So there is some sort of opposition to the idea of letting go. There is some opposition to to letting go. And it is causing some sadness, and it is causing some emotion. With the Page of Cups though too, Page is young, youthful. So maybe the person that, or the behavior that this is referring to is maybe a bit on the immature side, and that's why it's something you got to cut out. But if not, this could also just be you, being emotional, trying to understand things, trying to move past it. But I do see that you need to confront this Three of Swords energy. You need to just go ahead and do that in order to balance your life out right now. But with the shadow attribute of the warrior, as you're, fighting for, when I say fighting, I literally mean, I don't mean fighting in like actual like fighting with somebody. I mean more like, what's the word I want to use? Not conquering either, but kind of just going with the flow, confronting, but then, not starting things, not starting drama, not starting a fight. But know that if you do confront this person, if you do confront this, it could be hard. There could be some opposition to it from the other person, or if it's a substance, you might want to relapse. But I see indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Know that if you are in a fight with somebody, or you've said some things, know that this can be their energy too. You might have hurt them. If that's the case, still go back, confront and understand why that would hurt somebody, and talk it out. Because if you don't confront, I feel that this Three of Swords energy with you or with this other person or behavior, whatnot, it's going to stick there. But know that through all of this, you are supremely protected, and the universe is helping you facilitate those ties, the cord cutting, excuse me. So you can do it, okay? Because pile number 3 won't lie, this is heavy energy, I feel, but it needs to be said. So cut those ties, remove the cancer in order for you to be balanced, in order for you to feel okay, because with this lingering, you can't fully come into this beautiful warrior energy. You can't fully be yourself. You can't fully be aligned. With the green Tara coming in, I feel that you guys are very heart-centered people. I say this a lot in my readings, but it's true. I feel this could have to do with a narcissist, okay? A lot of heart-centered people do deal with narcissists, but I feel like sometimes heart-centered people, they are unable to let go of situations because they still outpour love even when it's not okay to do so, okay? And it's not healthy to do so. So take a look at that part of your life, but it's not all negative, okay? It's still positive, because with the Page of Cups, okay, Page of Cups is, coming to terms with our emotions, but also, being, dreams, creativity. So it will open a door, okay? It will open a door, but with opposition too, we have mirrors. So when you do confront this, also look at yourself and look at why you shouldn't, just inflict pain on someone and indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Be empathetic, which you usually are with the heart chakra, but I know when we're in fights, it can be a little different. But I notice with heart-centered people, a lot of times they will give a lot and not receive a lot. So understand healthy relationships, understand balancing relationships, and cut the tie of that negative thing or person or situation, okay? That is what I get for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.